Hello everybody, what's going on? It's Mele Huddy, and you can call me #BossMK, and I'm pretty excited for our daily training today, and I highly suggest you go grab a pen, grab a paper, and if you're loving these daily trainings, definitely go ahead and drop a yes in the comments below. And I also love when you talk with me in the comments. I feed off of your energy. So definitely we are streaming on several different platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok over here. So hello and welcome. Hi, Maurice Bonit 79. Hello, Howard. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today's training is going to be about the 10 of the most important insights for self-discipline. And so it is from the writings of Marcus I always mess up his name. Aurelius. So I definitely, as you know, my word for this year is discipline. So Marcus came about, and so he was a Roman Empire way back in the day. So I think it's a great person that I learned from today. And so if you think this is going to be very useful for you, hey Loretta, make sure you stay on, make sure you share. And if you do share here on Facebook, make sure to drop shared in the comments below. And Instagram, TikTok, if you share also, you can drop it in the comments. I'll try to give a first full name shout out for you on here. And I'm excited to be live with each and every single one of you. If you're coming in live, if there's a red rectangle up in the top left corner for Facebook, Instagram, top right, TikTok, you'll just be live. There's no replay for this. Definitely drop 1 in the comments. You are live. And then if you don't see it, you're definitely on the replay. So drop I miss you below, because they come around and do say hello to you too, because you matter also. And if you're new, never saw me before, make sure to drop new in the comments below. And I'm coming in from Kauai. Yeah, there we go. We got Australia in the house. We always got Australia in the house. I'm so happy. And then we got New York in the house. We have Colorado in the house. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Oh, my alarms are going off. Okay. So let's start. Let's dive right in. Okay. So the number 1, if you're grabbing a pen and paper, I'm going to teach you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so the first one is that self-discipline starts with finding your purpose. Self-discipline starts with finding your purpose. Like, we each have a purpose and something that we were created for. So it's our duty to carry out that purpose, because that purpose gets you out of bed in the morning, right? If you have a clear understanding of your goals and how your tasks fit within them, you're much more likely to complete those goals, right? For example, let's say you have a flat tire. Like, drop flat tire in the comments below. Who had a flat tire before? When you have a flat tire and need to change it, your purpose is very clear, right? Your purpose is very clear. You have to change the tire as quickly as possible so you can get on your way, go to work, bring the kids, whatever you have to do with your car, right? Where a car is needed, right? So you're going to do, my point is, you're going to do that task no matter what, no matter how tired you feel, because the biggest source of self-discipline is to have a reason to do the task, right? If you don't know what to do, just start. Just start. Because if you want to be, for example, if you want to be a writer, write every day. We call it the author's diet, right? Write every single day. If you want to be an artist, draw and create every day. Right? Anything you want to do. You don't need any more motivation or research or advice. You just need to start. Start practicing something you're interested in, and tackle every day as it comes, because it's your purpose. That purpose will give you an internal desire, like I talked about this morning on my morning thoughts, right? That internal desire, the drive, that motivation to propel yourself forward to your goals. Because self-discipline is about finding compelling reasons. I always coach. When I coach, I say, you got to have your compelling vision, because that's going to pull you when you feel like not doing it. That's where the discipline comes in, right? Sometimes I don't want to go live, but I just do it because I know what my goals are, right? Self-discipline is about finding compelling reasons to do something and then committing yourself to doing the task or doing the activity all the way to the end, not half-assing it, right? Okay? So that's number one. Number two is count on yourself. And if somebody wants to note in the comments too, like number one, number two is count on yourself. Drop it in the comments below. It helps other people too. It helps me when I'm on lives and I'm learning from that person. So number two is to count on yourself. Okay? So you should turn your desire to stone, meaning like quench your appetites, keep your mind centered on itself, meaning like after you have a solid purpose. Thank you. You're such an inspiration. I need to hear this. Oh, I'm so sorry. I send my love. Okay, so after you have that solid purpose of what you're going to do, it's now time to build a practical plan of action. And I highly recommend putting it pen to paper, okay? Or you can do like vision boards, whatever you have. But pen to paper, for some reason, is very powerful. I don't know. I'm going to find out the science behind that. But I know pen to paper is very powerful, okay? But having a practical plan of action, it will help you accomplish your goals. And you shouldn't just commit to your goals, but committed to all the little actions that you'll take along the way in pursuit of your goals. Make sense? So you must be fully committed to doing whatever it takes then to get the job done. Because no matter what challenges, there's going to be challenges that come up. But no matter what challenges get in the way, you going to be still on the right path. Does it make sense? Right? It's like having a map and knowing where you're going to go. And like there's a roadblock over here, right? But you know you can go this road, right? You have to go around or just wait, right? That's the same thing, right? For yourself. Because self-discipline is the ability to get yourself to take action, to do what you need to do, regardless of your physical state, your mental state, or your emotional state. Okay? Because everything you want in your life, everything you want to have, everything you want to be, everything you want to do, depends on your ability to get yourself to take the necessary actions to achieve your goals, whether you feel like it or not. Right? You say you want to be a six-figure earner, it ain't going to happen by you wishing and praying. You got to take action. Right? So 6 or 7 or 8, whatever it is, right? You say you want to build a house. The house is not going to just appear, right? You say you want to plant grass. The grass ain't just going to appear. Well, unless the bird comes, but that might happen. But anyways, you get my point, right? So you can start with forming like an effective plan, a plan of action that is comprised of a deadline for accomplishing your goal. Like write a deadline with it. Because it must also be built on the foundation of many milestones that break your goal into manageable chunks. What I mean by that is have a goal, reverse engineer it, and celebrate yourself on the way there. Because many milestones, what that does will ensure that you're working towards your outcome, what you want, right? In small pieces and small blocks. Because this little tactic that I just shared with you, this tactic puts you then in the driver's seat. It gives you a sense of control over the tasks and the projects that you're working on. Because what you're ultimately trying to avoid is succumbing to being overwhelmed. Like who, when they feel overwhelmed, what does a person do when they're overwhelmed? I do nothing. When I feel overwhelmed, I freeze, right? So, in order, that ultimately trying to avoid that, the overwhelm, because overwhelming can quickly digress to procrastination, right? And procrastination can subsequently lead to stagnation. And of course, whether stagnation or self-discipline cannot exist. Okay? Number three is to show up every day. Show up every day. Drop it in the comments. Number 3, show up every day. Because you must build up your life action by action, right? And be content if each one achieves then its goal as far as possible, and no one can keep you from this. Nobody. Okay? Even after having a solid purpose and a practical plan, I would say 95% of us fail to achieve our goals. Why? Because we fail to be consistent. We need to show up every single day and put in the work. It's like popping popcorn. How long does it take to pop popcorn? 2 minutes, right? You put the popcorn in the microwave. You pop it 10 seconds at a time and then stop. 10 seconds and then stop. You're not going to have popcorn. It's going to take you a long time. But if you consistently put it over 2.5 minutes, which is what it calls for popcorn, you'll have popcorn in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Right? So being consistent. We need to show up every day and put in the work. And the simple act of just showing up and immersing yourself in your craft does wonders for your mental endurance. It's like keeping promises to yourself, right? Because you can build focus and come to terms with the difficult and tiring processes, but it takes to achieve anything great. But you have to put in the hours of work. Work works, right? Before you reap any of the benefits. So self-motivation is nothing more but the habit of consistency. Write that down. Self-discipline is nothing more than the habit of consistency. Okay? And then finding the motivation to do something again and again until you do it on autopilot and start seeing results. For example, I was on 75 hard, day 33. I'm down already 10 pounds. So that I consistently go walk, go live. I mean, all these consistent actions, right? That's discipline, right? So even if you fail though, because we're human, even if you fail once, for example, if you didn't exercise when you know you should have, this doesn't define your character, okay? Your ability to keep going is what molds you into a disciplined and strong person. Like, keep getting up. Be committed to your get up. Be committed to your get up, right? Because a bad day doesn't have to become a bad week. A bad week doesn't have to become a bad year. The moment you wake up, remember that new day is a new life. And move forward by opening your eyes and focusing on what's in front of you, which is life itself. Okay? So number four is to practice voluntary hardship. Okay? We should discipline ourselves in small things and from there progress to things of greater value. Like if you have a headache. Practice not cursing. Like don't curse every time you have an earache. Right? And I'm not saying that you can't complain, only don't complain with your whole being. Right? Like voluntary hardship is one of the ways we can build our self-discipline. Voluntary hardship just means constantly testing ourselves and by making life routinely uncomfortable in some way. Like we're hardening ourselves for the day we need to live it for real. Okay? A voluntary hardship might be skipping a meal and going hungry for a night. And having a cold shower, or not smoking, or sleeping on the floor, or leaving your jacket at home and you know it's cold and raining out, right? Or donating half of your clothes to charity. Like you could choose to go without even, for some of you, go out without social media for a few days, or throw your smartphone in the drawer so you don't touch it. Like Do it often enough, and then you begin then to understand what scarcity and what hardship feels like, and that you can live with both if needed. Okay? Number 5 is to practice dichotomy, which means two parts, opposite ends of control. Okay? You have this on the web. Oh, Siri says dichotomy is is the difference between two opposite things. See? Siri's on my phone. Okay. Siri's always listening. So you have the power over your mind. Okay? Not outside events. You have power of this. This 6 inches between each temple. You have power over that. Like, realize this and you will find then your strength. Okay? Because being bothered by small little things instantly is terrible for discipline. Yeah? How fast can you switch it? Yeah? Have a goal. Like, you have a goal you're working on, and then thoughts and distress about something external, meaning it's out of your control, derails you. Like, that's what I'm talking about. So the best thing you can do in these circumstances is to apply dichotomy of control. Like, reinforce to yourself. Yeah, what's within your control and what is out of your control. This is huge, okay? Remember, if anything you can remember out of this is remember this. Like, remember what you can control and what you cannot control. Okay? Because if you can embrace what's out of your control and accept it, because then you'll experience tranquility. Because then refer to the following wording next time you're distressed or you're distraction, right? Like, do you have a problem in your life? Right? No. Then don't worry, right? If you do, yes, then can you do something about it? If you can do something about it, then don't worry. But if you can't, then don't worry about it, okay? Number 6 is to never play victim. Never play victim. Never play the victim. Because do your job without whining. Like, have you ever said one of these phrases? Like, I was just born this way. Or I never learned anything different. Right? Or my parents set a terrible example for me. Right? Or another one is, but everyone else does it. It's getting hot in here. Right? Like, what are these excuses that people use to justify staying as they are instead of striving to become better? Like, you need to assume responsibility. The why me? Why me? Why me? That mentality is an enemy to mental toughness. Okay? You might not be at fault. I'm not saying it's your fault. There's no blaming here, okay? You might not be at fault, but your life depends on you determining what's within your control and taking those things into your hands, okay? Because you must train yourself to frame these things this way instead of immediately resorting to self-pity. Because it's certainly easier to pawn off blame on someone else, right? When something goes wrong. But only those with a degree of mental fortitude, they are the ones are able to step up, even when it's not their fault. Okay? And then ride the ship. We call it ride the ship, right? Be that person who steps in to take action. Not the one who looks the other way and casts blame. Okay? Because when you victimize yourself or your current position, like, you might relinquish control, yes, and absolve yourself of personal responsibility. Make sense? And without that sense of ownership, that meaningful progress becomes an impossible task. Okay? We're almost done. Number 7. Number 7 is practice delayed gratification. Like, delayed gratification then invokes the ability to wait to get what you want. Like, imagine you're at a company Christmas party, right? When you encounter, there's like amazing food in front of you, right? It smells so good. You know it's delicious, but it's tempting, right? When you're trying to lose weight, right? And if you give in and fill up your plate with these fattening goodies, it will derail your diet. It might derail you on your diet, right? But you will get to enjoy that instant gratification. That's what I'm talking about. But if you manage to resist and spend the evening eating, I don't know, poor thing, you need ketones. You need ketones, okay? So if you manage to resist and spend the evening eating salad or munching on carrot sticks, then you'll presumably receive an even greater reward down the line. You're gonna what? Down the line, you're gonna shed those unwanted pounds and able to fit in your favorite pair of skinny jeans. Add some ketones, I think you'll be more far ahead, okay? So, but this ability is the ability to resist temptation and stick to your goals is often referred to as self-discipline, okay? And self-discipline and that delaying gratification they're often seen as a central part of this behavior, okay? So we put off what we want now so that we can perhaps get something else, something better later on, okay? Number 8 is ignore naysayers. Remember this one, like especially if you're building a business and you grow bigger and bigger in followers, you're gonna get them. We call them haters, okay? Or naysayers, okay? Ignore naysayers. Ignore them. When other blame you or hates you or people voice similar criticism, go to their souls, right? Penetrate inside and see what sort of people they are, right? You will then realize that there is no need. And I'm just telling you ahead of time. I'm saving you the headache. There's no need to be racked with anxiety that they should hold any particular opinion about you. Okay? Okay. Because whenever you step out from the norm and then declare, even if only to yourself, that you believe you have a special purpose in life and that you're going to do whatever it takes to achieve it, you're going to attract naysayers. You're just going to. Okay? But naysayers and the people who criticize, objective, or oppose of something, right, that you're doing, the naysayers just love to say nay. They might love you. They might be a weird kind of love for you, but they're probably like stalkers, but they actually are your biggest fans, okay? They might love you, but they're afraid. They're afraid of your progress. Okay, so they're against everything, and their opinions are just terrible for your self-discipline. Okay, it can derail you, but you need to realize that allowing yourself to be upset by the opinion of someone you don't know or don't respect is as foolish as getting upset about the weather. Okay, it's a waste of your energy. That voice does not deserve to be heard. Okay? Don't hand over your peace of mind to outsiders to disrupt as they please. Because you should actively then seek honest feedback from those who respect. Right? But if someone just has history of being a naysayer, ignore them. Just ignore them. Don't even give them energy. Okay? And number 9, last 2 points is find wise people to emulate. Find wise people to emulate, because it will even do like to socialize with men or women of good character in order to model your life on theirs, right? Whether you choose someone living or someone from the past. Yeah, we just had Bob Proctor pass away. Amazing guy, amazing personal development. I learned a lot from him. Whether you choose someone living or someone from the past, like, it's time now to look outward for answers to help strengthen your self-discipline. Like today, these are words from Marcus Aurelius, right? But specifically, let's identify role models. Okay, you don't want role models that you don't want to, for example, don't take advice from your aunt or uncle who's been divorced like 8 to 9 times, or maybe that's exaggerating, maybe like 4, but that's a lot already. Okay, don't take money advice, financial advice from people who has a bank account that reflect the emergency phone number, which of Australia, which is 0, right? Your role model, but could be your friends, family, your colleagues, or someone who has already achieved the goal that you're working towards. Okay, and ask yourself, who's doing this right now? Like, who successfully achieved this goal that you're after? Who has successfully say that 3 times. Say, who has successfully mastered this habit? Like, who has successfully made this change? Who has the necessary self-discipline in this area that you're working towards? And what can I learn from this person that can help me along the journey? Right? So take time to ask these people how they've been disciplined to themselves. Ask them how they followed through with specific actions that got them their desired outcome. Right? Then use their experience then to help you discipline yourself on your own personal journey. Does it make sense? It's almost like a time machine warp. Yeah, for you. If that person is already over there, they can tell you exactly what they did and not what you should and shouldn't do to get there, right? Okay? So the 10th, the last point of tonight is honestly review your day. Honestly review your day. Like, these are the characteristics of your soul. Like self-awareness, self-examination, self-determination. Okay? It's going to reap its own harvest. Like, it's going to succeed in its own purpose. I'm running out of light. I want to take my dogs. Okay, so one of the best ways to become more disciplined is to scrutinize yourself and find your weak spots. And be brutally honest and use that time to connect then with your subconscious. And I'm going to teach you how. Like, practicing it in the evening retrospection is what is called. Doing that on a consistent basis. What that will do is it will allow you to become more self-aware through every step of your day. Like, because you'll be actively gathering information then to formulate and articulate the constructive answers you need. And grab a pen and paper, write these questions down, because these are the questions that I actually do too every single night. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? What did I do well today? Where were my discipline and self-control tested? Yeah, where did I do good today? And what did I do bad? What went wrong today? And why did this occur? And then the last one is how can I improve? And just have a journal. I have a journal like besides I have these journals all over, okay? I have one like this besides my bed. It's just to write down my thoughts before bed, and also when I dream, I draw it out actually. So I don't forget. But talking about this, like, do a journal, a reflection of your day, and find out what went wrong, what you did good, and what you can then improve on. And whatever you did good that brought you good, like, double down on that. Okay? I just had this conversation this morning on a coaching call. Okay? So those are the questions that you might want to jot down in your journal to end your day with before you shut your eyes. Okay? But now you know how you can improve tomorrow also, but don't beat yourself up. Okay? if you did bad, like, forgive yourself. Have some self-compassion. And because forgiving yourself, not beating yourself up, that prevents you from continuing to put things off. And just don't be critical of yourself. Don't just be critical of yourself. Okay? Think about what you did well so you can repeat it tomorrow, right? Be grateful for the good that happened today. Okay? So drop a flame emoji below if this is useful. If you haven't already shared, make sure you do so in the comments below. And I thank you for all the comments. I appreciate you. And you can jump over to Facebook and you can share there. But definitely hit the follow button, get live notifications when I go live. And if you're open to learning more about what I do from home, from your computer, your phone, be a part of our amazing community. Definitely, we have fun. We have an onboarding system, like turnkey, honestly. And it immediately gives you step-by-step on how to succeed in this online business space. If that's you, drop info in the comments. And if it's not, it's okay. But I love you all. I appreciate you all. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your energy. And for those of you who are new, my name is Mele Huddy. You can also call me #BossMK. And I just really appreciate every single one of you. Have a great evening. I'm going to run. I have like 20 minutes left for daylight. I'm going to take my dogs for a walk and be back because we have a cooking show later tonight. So thank you and aloha. I'll see you later. Aloha.